Hello, welcome. This is a very dark day in England. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if it's showing up on the screen, but it's very dark here today. I quite like it because it's a little bit creepy. It's a bit stormy and yeah, just quite misty and dark. So let's see, we're doing a mental health reading and it's for November. I still haven't finished all the readings for November yet. So we've got, after this one, we'll have the physical health and then we'll have the abundance reading, the money reading. Well, all types of abundance really. But anyway, so mental health. Oh, that's the wrong format. Hang on a minute. I'm no good at remembering layouts. Okay, so I should be, but I'm not. So anyway, let's see. Mental health for November. We're going to ask Spirit for guidance on our mental health, how it's all going to be going. So let's see. Let's go into it with overall energy. Some overall energies first of all. Oh, the natural world needs you. Wow, okay. So there's something here to do with nature or being more natural. Closer to nature perhaps, or doing things in a more natural way, like, you know, using more natural products. I don't know. Let's see. You know, Eckhart Tolle talks a lot about nature not having ego. You know, like when you're out in nature, the trees, the plants, they don't have any ego. So it's like maybe nature calling us to just be more present and less in our ego, less in our heads, because the ego is the mind. It's just, ego is just another word for mind. And yeah, when we're in nature, it helps to quieten that mind. It may not help you personally, but as you sort of find your pain body decreases and you learn a bit more mastery over the ego, it does become a bit quieter in the mind, and then you can appreciate nature a bit more. And the other card we've got coming in is honesty. So about being honest with yourself. And it's interesting how the colours are quite similar. I always find that correlates. Lots of greens there. So learning to just be more present in November, learning to be more honest with ourselves, more real. I just uploaded a video on that to do with being more real with yourself and more honest with yourself about what you're really getting out of your relationships. If you're not really getting what you need and want, I mean, why lie to yourself? Don't abandon yourself. Just be honest with yourself about the state of the way things are. That can feel very painful at first when we really think we love somebody, but over time, you know, what it's looking like in November is we've got more of an ability to be honest with ourselves and to just be more present. You know, like nature is very present. There's no ego, there's no mind activity. It's just, here I am, you know, here I am. This is me. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, you know. And I'm not going to play games. It looks like November's not about mental games anymore. It's like, I'm tired of the mental games. I'm tired of the mental games. I'm tired of the effort in the head. I just want to be free. I just want to be like the trees and the plants, you know, and the animals. I just want to be free to just be me in the moment. And so there's something very good happening here for our mental health in November, because it looks like we're trying to step away from, not that we're trying, that we will be stepping away from ego games and just more accepting of the way life is. You know, because that's learning to love yourself, isn't it? So let's go a bit deeper. What else are we getting? So current health well, for the mental health, by the way. Current mental health as we're sort of finishing October, going into November. Three of Cups. Feeling a bit happier. I mean, I can agree with this. I feel a bit happier. A bit more jolly, you know. A bit more like, yeah, you know, I actually can, to a certain level, interact with other people or, you know, my soul family, and just be a little bit happier, you know, even just happier in myself. It sort of represents overcoming an obstacle with our mental health. So we've overcome sort of obstacle with our mental health in October, and it's a new beginning. There is success, because I just saw the card of success. But the Empress here is a new beginning. It's like we've come through some real hardships through the summer, you know. We've broken through very new ground through the summer, the beginning of, well, it might not be the summer in where you are, but what I want to say to you is, say, like the last 3 to 4 months, we've been breaking new ground with our mental health, and we've overcome some obstacles, and, you know, we've lived to tell the tale, and actually now we're celebrating a little bit more. We can actually enjoy ourselves a little bit more, you know. And it's actually quite an attractive quality, because we actually, you know, feeling good is attractive, right? Okay, so past issues affecting the mental health in November. 3 of Wands reversed, lack of support. So there's been a lack of support from people, you know, people haven't stepped up for us. And where people didn't step up for us, you know, we felt like very, well, probably just totally unsupported and let down and alone, really, because somebody or a group of people might not have been supporting us the way they should have been. Oh, yeah, look at that. That definitely affected our mental health. 9 of Swords. Lying in bed at night, or maybe even during the day, just feeling completely like mentally just tortured, because someone who could have been in a very good position to step up for us didn't. And that just massively affected our mental health. You know, and we've overcome that obstacle. We've found it within ourselves to overcome the obstacle, not through their help, through our own resilience, through ourselves, just through finding our own inner strength, grace, spirit, God, you know, and we've pulled through that horrible time, that horrible obstacle. And now we know our worth and our value. And to be honest with you, it's probably made us more mature off the back of it. I feel more mature. I don't feel so immature, and I don't feel so like a child, you know. I feel like I've grown up a bit. Oh, God. Now, how can we improve our mental health? Being more business-like, you know. And again, I've just made that video on being more real with yourself, coming out of la-la lands. And I think even one of the relationship readings I've just done, I need to sort out the folders, but that was all about coming out of la-la lands, coming out of the fantasy land in your head, seeing things more real, you know, because otherwise you're just lying to yourself about, you know, this fantasy relationship that you want, or, you know, that it's going to change, when all the facts show you it's not changing. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's just making your mental health suffer, because, you know, you build up your hopes and then they get dashed again. You know, so Tarot is saying we need to improve our mental health in November by just continuing to be more business-like about things. And even if it's not to do with a relationship, but it's to do with other situations in our life, you know, just be business-like, be efficient. Be efficient in your decision-making, be productive, keep moving forward, push your emotions to one side, ignore the emotions, because the emotions is the pain body. 90% of emotions is pain body. 90% of emotions is just ego. You know, don't let it block you, because it will try to block you. Your own, it's mad, but your own emotions will try to block you from evolving, because the ego never wants you to evolve, and that's the reason why humans are very self-destructive. Okay, so Spirit is saying in November you can improve your mental health by continuing to be quite cold if you have to be with certain people, to be very businesslike, to just focus on moving forward with your priorities like you would if it was a business, yeah? You have to make strategic decisions, and you know, balancing karma, yeah, the karma card. So that is basically saying, you know, in November we're going to carry on being more businesslike, like we've already been doing through October, because I know I've already been doing this in October, and it's going to carry through into November, and it's going to help us start balancing our karmas, because we're not allowing ourselves to keep being stuck in an old karmic pattern of trying to please others, or not having boundaries, or not being productive enough, not being motivated enough. We're actually going to really get things more in order in November, because we're going to be a lot more you know, businesslike, and just being able to make quick decisions and be more productive. So that can apply to all different areas of your life. Actions to improve our mental health in November, please. Ooh. Let's have a look what card that is. Ooh, Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is, you know, juggling things better, managing things better, double checking that you're not people pleasing, double checking that you're not spreading yourself too thin, and make sure you get a better balance with things, a healthy balance. It's about more moderation and more of a healthy balance, not doing things in an addictive way, or doing things because you're being reactive, because you're upset about something or somebody, and then you do things in a reactive way. It's about getting a better balance for you. Don't abandon yourself. What do you need to do to keep yourself in the right alignment? Push the matrix back. Don't think about other people. Don't think about what other people think of you. You know, don't think about the matrix judging you. Just think about your alignment and your healthy balance for you. That's what Tarot is saying will happen. You're going to get a better balance. We're going to get a better balance, which is good. We get into a better flow. Long term, this, you know, looks very good. Another card just pulled out, the Chariot, and that's all about moving forward. And it's also about juggling the light and the dark. You see, because you've got the light horse and the dark horse, which is the shadow of the ego and the light of the consciousness. So there is definitely a better balance in November for you. It feels like our mental health's improving, you see. It feels like we're learning that to accept the way things are and say, do you know what, we can be honest with ourselves. I'm not getting certain things from certain situations and certain people. So do you know what, I'm committing to myself. I'm going to make decisions that are right for me. I'm going to push through and face my fears. I'm not going to allow my ego to dominate me and keep me held back anymore. So our mental health is going to massively improve, because we're in a less painful place. That's how it feels to me. We're not in so much pain in November. And when you're not in so much pain, it starts to get easier and easier in terms of juggling things and managing things in a more balanced way. Because it's when you're in pain, that's when you tend to do things in a very reactive way, very impulsive, very addictive, because you're in pain. But I feel our mental pain is really improving. I think there's less mental pain there. So November looks like it will be more easier to relax, more easier to be calm, more easier to be quite balanced in how we do things. So if there's any habits or addictions you've got, you should find that they're a little bit more calm and manageable in November, yeah? And like I said, long term, we're working towards better long-term relationships, a better vibration for money, and a better vibration for long-term relationships, all types of relationships. You know, friendships looking better, family stuff looking better. If you don't have biological family, it's your soul family. That's your true family anyway. And then, you know, because your biological family may not be in any way, shape or form really your soul family, you know. Vibrationally, your biological family will be the vibration you came into this incarnation on, but it's not necessarily your karmic destiny to, you know, stay in that family, you see, because vibrationally you've all got predestined karmas, and their predestined karmas may be to stay on a different frequency, and your predestined karma may be to completely change your frequency in this lifetime, which probably is the case, because, you know, that's what mine is. And so, you know, it can be that your soul family situation's looking a lot better long term, money's looking a lot better, and even loving relationships looking a lot better. So it's really good for November here. This is really good. Immediate changes in November then. Ooh. Oh dear. Right. Okay. You've got the Strength card reversed and the Seven of Swords. Somebody is struggling mentally. Now, it's like somebody playing a game with you because they are in their ego, okay? And I feel like Spirit is trying to highlight to you something that's going on, right? Because this person's lost the connection to Spirit. Strength card reversed means somebody, they don't know how to work with Spirit. And then they've got the Seven of Swords, which is quite deceptive. So this person's probably very insecure, and they play games because they're very insecure and they don't have a connection to Spirit. I don't know why this person's showing up. Three of Wands. Okay, weird. Three of Wands basically means somebody stepping up to be more supportive. Right? So you've got somebody here that would not have been able to be supportive, and weirdly that card is sitting right directly underneath where we had the Three of Wands reversed, where somebody wasn't supporting you, and then the Three of Wands in the upright lands there, right? So it feels like somebody who wasn't supportive of you previously becomes more supportive in November. Now, it's either that or you meet somebody different in November. Now, this is not a relationship reading. I want to say it's a direct mirror to you, though, because everything's a double meaning. Where you have let yourself down, you have not been supportive to your own mental health, your own life, you weren't committed to yourself, you were probably doing too much for other people. There's a big change here in November because you are being more businesslike, you are being cold, you do know your value and your worth, you are prepared now and more in a better position mentally to balance out your actions and your habits and basically be more healthy, and you're working towards long-term goals in a more healthy, better way. So it's like you are now being more supportive to yourself in November. This is what's going to happen. I say now, but because I feel like it's already happening, but it will be happening more and more as you go through November, that you're much more present for yourself, you're much more committed to yourself. And it looks like that is going to be reflected back to you in the reality, and you're going to find somebody stepping up for you. Now, this could be somebody that previously let you down, or this could be somebody completely new coming in. And what we're seeing is there was somebody unsupportive, but now there's somebody supportive turning up. But it's all because there's a major breakthrough going on here for our mental health from October into November, where it's like, actually, yes, I do need to do what's right for me. I do need to meet my own needs. I cannot keep abandoning myself, because it's not been any good for my mental health. You know, my mental health was suffering because I kept abandoning myself and allowing these people or situations to just be unsupportive, and I wasn't even supporting myself properly. You know, and when you're in a bad place, like I've been in a bad place, I know a lot of you've been in a bad place, it's hard to support yourself because, well, you're just a state really, aren't you? You're just purging all the time. Your mind activity tends to be very negative. So it's very hard to support yourself in the right way, but it's all changing. I think there's like a real big light switch going on in November. And right as we head towards November, as we finish October, it's like something is switching and it's like, actually, I can do this. I can look after my mental health. I can be motivated. I can start to working towards my goals. I can start being more balanced with my addictions or my obsessions. You know, I can start to step up for myself in the right way, and I'm not going to keep abandoning myself. I am going to do the right things I need to do for me, and any negative mind activity or negative people in my life, I'm not going to give them so much focus. I'm not going to give them so much space. Okay, so our state of mind about our mental health. What's our state of mind about our mental health then? Well, I think our state of mind is going to be much better, I should think. I would think. Oh, transformational, death. Yeah, it you know, to have the death card, it's like we are so ready to just walk into our new timeline in a victorious way. Look at that. You know, you've got the Knight of Swords going into the Death card. They're both cards like warriors, really, if you think about it. And it's like, boom, we're ready. We're ready to walk forward, step into our new timeline and be the transformed true self. Well, you don't transform the true self. You push the ego away. You know, all of the mental health is in the ego. The negative mind activity, the fear-based thoughts, the demons from our childhood, our fears about the future, feeling lonely, you know, feeling alone, feeling not good enough. All of those types of things are in the ego, and that is the obstruction to the true self. There is something very special happening in November because it's like we are just finding our worth. Look at that. Death card to the Queen of Pentacles. We're ending that timeline we were on. We're so determined because we've been making some good progress through October. I can feel it. I know I'm making good progress through this month. I know a lot of you are making good progress through this month of October. So November is going to be even more transformational in terms of our mental health, isn't it? Because we're just becoming more solid and starting to really embody the changes that we've already started to make. We've already started to make small changes and notice the improvements, you know, where we're becoming more conscious and we're becoming more productive and we're functioning a bit better and we're attracting things a bit better. And we're noticing them small changes happening in October. In November, it's much more clear cut. It's much more defined, you know, and we feel much more positive, whole and complete about our mental health. And it all started because we're able to be more honest with ourselves about how we've been letting ourselves down and also how we've been trying too hard to sort of like keep certain situations going that weren't healthy. And we're just honest with ourselves and we're more real now, and we're like, you know, we've got to stop doing this because it's not healthy for our mental health. You know, this is about us now transforming. So the path to start feeling better, well, I think the path's quite clear really. Letting go of disappointments and regrets. 5 of Cups is disappointments, regrets and grief. It's in reverse. So that means just deciding to let the past go and don't allow your mind to think of it at all. Any type of regret, any type of disappointment, any type of grief, yes, it is there, but don't touch it. Because it's like opening up a can of worms every time. It's like you're allowing yourself to go into a maze, and that maze does not lead to happiness, and you just can't touch it. You know, it's like a cauldron, and all your disappointments and your griefs are in there, and you've got to put the lid on it, and you're not allowed to open it anymore because it's not healthy to keep opening that lid. You know, all it does is feed the ego, and all it does is feed the pain body. And we don't want to feed the ego and the pain body, because that makes it bigger. We want to make it smaller. So Spirit is saying, just keep, anytime your mind wants to dwell on the past, anytime your mind wants to beat you up, just don't give it the time of day. Ignore it. Five of Swords, taking your power back. Boom. You know, you are going to take your power back in November, because you're not going to allow yourself to reminisce and wish things were different and wish you could go back in the past, because that will not help your mental health. And let's get a card for the outcome. You know, Spirit is here in the present moment. Miracle healings and miracles can happen, but they can only happen when we're in the vibration of the present moment, because the vibration of the present moment is source. Okay, Emperor card reversed. Ooh, someone's not happy. An authority or a person is not happy. Okay, a masculine energy person, not happy. They may not feel respected. They may be insecure. Or this could be an authority that is losing its grip on you. Oh my God, the Tower. You know, like an organisation or an authority type of situation, losing its grip on you. In the Tower, something has to change. You are massively changing on a mental level and an energy level. Your energy is changing. Your mental health is improving. Things around you will have to change come November, because you are no longer the person you were. Okay, so this is an amazing time. I'm super, super excited for everybody that watches this channel regularly. I'm super excited for myself, because we are breaking new ground now, and we've been working bloody hard to get where we are. Bloody hard. And we just, all we've got to do is just keep doing what we're doing, you know? So that is the message. If you need a tarot session, a support session with me on what you're working on to do with this type of stuff, you know, you can just contact me. And I also do a more cheaper, affordable reading, which is a voice note. You can always ask me about that. And I do put the details underneath the videos as well. So I'm sending you so much love and peace wherever you are on Gaia. And thank you for supporting and giving the video a thumbs up.